Lift your hands to the Lord. Say, Father, I surrender myself.
Father, I surrender myself.
Father, I surrender myself.
Father, I surrender myself.
Finish your work in me.
Finish your work in me.
Father, I surrender myself.
Father, I surrender myself.
Finish your work in me.
Finish your work in me.
Lift your voice and begin to pray.
Father, I surrender myself.
Finish your work in me, Lord.
I surrender myself, Lord.
Finish your work in me,
Finish your work in me, God. Finish your work
Lord.
in me, Jesus. I surrender myself now.
Finish your work, oh God.
Finish your work, God. Let the purification process, oh God, finish it, God, so that I may be sanctified, God, so that I may be transformed, God. Finish your work, God.
Finish your work, God.
I surrender to the process, God.
I yield myself.
Finish your work, God.
May your will be accomplished in my life, God. Not my will, but your will be done, Lord. I surrender to your will, God.
Zetule mandala bakandele masikete usunde gazandele vandori palamakea ipasante abazi zetole manza ipeka sontiama zondu revi katayaba zapundele magase ipole madule vandala baganje de makosa ipaka santayaba. I surrender, God. Mele pakatea ipina nanazete magusta.
I surrender,
Lord. Mando le baganda la basi zedema zondule maganda la maji uraganda da basete mikina Levi le mando romba kataya basande ile mazonte kataya. Finish your work, God. Zaponde ma ipe kandala masonde le maka romba dala basia. There's some things, God, that I've been still hanging on to, God. Purify me, God.
Cleanse me, God.
Finish your work, God. Finish your work, God. Finish your work, God.
Lift your voice, lift your voice.
Zidiri na ronde le mira
finish your work, oh Lord. Finish your work in me, oh God. May your work be finished in my life.
I surrender, God. Lingandala masondalama ekatayaba zondulima ropanda bagea vepo sataya zede magun zede basati araba bakonde milinda la masonde.
I surrender, Lord.
Zebagonde vi midi rounda la maganda
Epana makasi araba era lekana makasia
midina nana zandole makanda. I surrender, God. Finish your work, God. Purify me, God. Sanctify me, God. Medile makonda la masa. Search me, O Lord. Purify me, God. Mandule makataya basanda. As I lift my hands, God, I surrender to the process, God. Lindele magondele ma. Zandole maka. Let your fire, God, burn everything, oh God, that needs to be burned, God. Mandole makaya. Zebala bakaya. Zebala bakaya. Zebalakaya, Midile Mando, Midile Mando, Ipele Magosa, Zadole Magi, Ipele Magole Masanda, Yanda Baganda, Zedina Nakanda, Ike, Masu Sayaba, Ode, Magole Masi, Zadala Baganda, Ike Dele Masa, Fire God, Meko Dele Masanda. The fire that brings purification, God. The fire that brings sanctification, God. The fire that brings transformation, God. Yandolema. Ipele Pasaya. Mandulemane. Rondana Makanda. Zedelemanda. Ikende Amasanda. Lundulema. Medi Ropaya. Zandaya Baga. Ike. Mansudelemia. Lekanda Yaba. makatayaba. Zedele makataya. Ore alabagada labasandelea.
The devil doesn't fight to take your house. The devil doesn't fight to take your children. The devil doesn't fight to take your wealth. The devil's battle is to disarm you from being able to fight. So his first agenda of fighting you is always to strip you of something called prayer. The devil's agenda is to strip you of prayer. If he can strip you of prayer, he has destroyed you. Whenever you are having a hard time to pray, whenever it feels difficult to pray, you have to understand in the spirit there is a struggle. Grace is unmerited favor in the world of spirits in the presence of God. Grace gives you a pass in the presence of God to stand in places you are not supposed to be in. You don't deserve it. It is unmerited, but He allows you to enter into those places because of grace. Now remember, it is impossible to grow spiritually unless you are close to the Father. It is His atmosphere that nurtures every spirit. That is why the devil stopped being powerful. He stopped developing when he was kicked out of the presence of God.